Joey calls out the name of Ruud van Nistelrooy in the classic Manchester United days, but I'm afraid those days aren't here at the moment. Van Nistelrooy gone, Rooney gone, Sir Alex gone, all the greats and stuff. Manchester United this season, they've come close. They've exceeded expectations. I think everyone didn't think they'd do as well as they have done, but they find themselves.
Hold on. So the season's not over now. Come on.
No. But you have to say, like, judging at the moment, okay, Manchester United have done better than people would have thought. However, they're still not title winners. They're not a title-winning team yet. Because go into the reasons as why we think that. They've missed a few opportunities of late. They've stunned us with some great results, but on the other side of things, they have shocked us with some poor losses. Joey, as a United fan, I'm going to go to you straight away. Analyse the team for us. Why do you think Manchester United aren't quite there yet?
I think it's because
Pretty loaded question.
not all of our squad is in form. I mean, look at David De Gea's performance against Everton. It's not just against Everton though. He hasn't been performing well. Against other clubs, for example, I think he did well in the Champions League. Some games, he could have saved for us. And also, I think the defence, the defensive partnership of Lindelof and Maguire. I mean, on paper, it looks good, but when you get out on the pitch, it's because they're the same type of player. They lack pace, and that's what they lack, and that's why I feel they should have Eric Bailly more than Lindelof linking up with Maguire.
So United have got too many similar individuals. Is that what you're saying?
And then you have that balance. You have that fine balance of pace, and and he can also cover for.
But did you really have that pace with Ferdinand and Vidic?
I think that was different. That was different because that was very different because they were telepathic. They were.
Okay, we're resuming.
Have you recorded? Are you still recording?
Yeah, we're resuming now. I'm going to cut that bit out, but
okay.
Go.
As I was saying, Vidic and Rio Ferdinand, they were telepathic. They were a different class to the centre backs that we have now in Lindelof and Maguire and Maguire and Bailly. It just. They were, like I say, it worked because I think Vidic had more pace than Ferdinand did, and plus they knew the position, they knew their strength, they knew their weaknesses, and I still feel that this team is still growing at Manchester United. They're still trying to learn about each other. I mean, we brought in how many players? We brought in 5 players, I think, over this summer period. We had to get Cavani, Telles, who else have we got in?
So a few more individuals needed. Yeah, is that what you're saying for certain positions?
Jerry, do you still think United can win?
Needed,
Do you
Van
still
de
think
Beek as
United
well.
can win?
We need them to adjust to the team. And like I say, I feel like everyone's trying to learn their role at the club, and it's a very competitive for starting lineup. I mean, as you can tell, we've got competitiveness. Because you always hear about all the other squads. They've got their injuries, they've got their red cards, they've got was it Man City got De Bruyne out and Aguero out at the moment, and basically Liverpool's got missing their vital centre backs and
Joey,
but
is the season over for United in terms of winning the league?
Oh yeah, definitely. After that draw against Everton, that was it. I feel like David De Gea has to go now. I feel like his time has passed now. I've lost my patience with him now. You know what I mean? He's been like on and off form, and I think after that draw against, if we won that, I think I would be sitting here saying, oh, we could have a crack at the title.
A lot of talk's been said about the mentality of Manchester United. I mean, a lot of talk's been said that they don't have the mentality of title win. I mean, a few pundits at the weekend said they just don't seem up for it. What do you make of that? Like, what do you make of that, Joey? Because, yeah, I mean, you say United bought winners, but it doesn't seem enough, does it? They haven't got enough winners in that squad to be able to go through. Or do you think it comes down to previous titles?
I think we're still building. We're still building as a team, and as Ollie said in the post-match interview, he said we shouldn't be considered as a title race team, a title taking team at the moment. He's saying
Isn't that poor mentality, that though?
Yeah, I guess
Surely
that is
that's a
poor mentality. I think it should. Well, if I was in his shoes and in his position, I would say, well, yeah, we are competing for the title, but we're second. What was it? 5 points behind. 5 points behind Man City. Yeah, 3 points. Well, we were 3 points behind Man City before going into that match against.
Everton. Scunda, do you think it's a case of Manchester United exceeding expectations?
Lads, let's win this.
I was saying, well, question to both of you, but I'll go to Scunda first. Do you think this is more of a case of Manchester United, they've exceeded expectations this season, or other teams have lowered, expectations, if you get me?
I mean, I think they've exceeded.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the season's not even over. I mean, they just had a period where they were just doing well.
Yeah.
So exceeding expectations, I don't know if I can really say that the season isn't even over yet.
Right.
I do feel like
at this current time, though.
I mean, at this current time, do they exceed expectations? I guess other than the last few games, then yeah. But these things happen. Sometimes teams go in form and they start winning a lot of games. I just didn't think United would hold through, and they might go for another spell where they're winning games, but I don't think they're going to win a league. I just think it's really poor mentality though by the manager. When he comes out and says we shouldn't be considered as a title challenging team or something. I mean, I'm not a professional in how to conduct yourself for an interview with the press, but I don't think that's really a good response to come out. That just you're basically saying that you don't believe in yourself or your team, and you're letting the public know that.
Well, I think it's no. I feel it's a 50-50 thing, isn't it? Really, it's an in-between comment that I think that Solskjaer's made, because yes, his team.
Can you imagine Rio Ferdinand could you imagine Rio Ferdinand, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Ronaldo? Could you imagine these players coming out if they weren't first in the league and just say, we're just not a title challenging team. I'm sorry, that's a bit embarrassing to me, really. You shouldn't come out and say that.
Yeah, I see the point.
Personally, he's shown he has no confidence in his team to win the league.
Did you see what Roy Keane said at the weekend? He was very critical. Well, he was critical of Liverpool, but this kind of applies to, I guess, to United. It can be applied to them as well. But you're always striving to do more. I think he was more talking about Liverpool, as I say. But the challenge is always let's do it again. We can do this. We can win this title again. Whereas Manchester United, I just get the feeling that their heads aren't there really, and it's proven in recent weeks.
Yep.
No, it's difficult. I think the heads are there. It's just they let themselves go. I mean, against. I think it's down to a little bit of lack of belief from the manager and also poor management of like, because I was watching that match and I was getting so uptight because they were resting on a 3-2 lead. And if that was me, after going 3-2 up, I would go and get another. And I would have put on, we had 2 substitutions left, right? And at that time, we had 2 substitutions left. And I was so surprised that they didn't bring on Martial for that last 10 minutes of the game.
Just
so they
one
could
game.
Put for that extra goal, just to put this game... Because I knew, deep inside, that Everton could have it to equalise. I mean, they just got 2 goals in the first 7 minutes of the second half, which was... I was astounded by that. I was like, what? You know, they were so comfortable in the first half, United were. 2-0 up. It's like, hang on, what happened here? You were so comfortable in the first half, and then in the second half, you just lost it. You know what? And it was just really... the first goal that we conceded was De Gea's fault, really. De Gea should have done better with the cross. But... from Gabriel...
But this is just that mentality of United. I feel I know you're saying it, but I feel like the players, the managers, sort of like it's a team game. You can't really just blame it on individuals. If the team was capable of winning the league, then these mistakes, you wouldn't be worrying about these mistakes. So it's not like we didn't win the game because of this or that, because this little mistake by this player or this mistake by this player.
It is a team game.
Good enough to win the league.
But I'm just saying
they're not good enough as a team.
They're still
one player has to make a mistake.
They're still building the team. They're still building the team.
But here's the thing though. Like, it was only a couple of weeks ago when these players are coming out and they believe they're gonna win the league. They genuinely believe it inside themselves, but they honestly just aren't good enough. And then as soon as the first sign of cracks start to appear, they just crumble. They lost to Sheffield, and it just gone, literally gone from there. That's it. So they're all hyping up like, yeah, we're gonna do this, and then they lose a game, and it's like, actually, guys, got to stop talking about us being title challengers. We're not good enough yet. Okay, that's basically it.
No, I think I reckon you're right to your opinion. I don't dispute that opinion, but I feel like this was the Everton game did it for me really. It just showed that we get too cocky. I feel like we get too carried away, we get too cocky. We were 2-0 ahead in the first half, we were comfortable, and then you're expecting like kind of the same kind of thing in the second half, and then everything come back with 2 goals. I mean, what is that all about? I mean, I feel like the mentality is a bit like, we can rest on 2 goals, don't have to play it as well. They don't have the high intensity that they have in the first half. I feel like they felt, job's done, boys. All we have to do is just keep the ball, not play as much, maybe get the odd other goal,
You're focusing on that game a lot, Joey. Do you feel like that game epitomised their season? Because you are focusing on it a lot. Like, I mean, it's not just that result that we're talking about.
Well, apart from the Sheffield United game as well, the Sheffield United that we lost against Sheffield United, I just think this game was I think this game was quite an
Yeah.
important game
Draw against Arsenal.
because we were only 3 points again. Like I said, we were only 3 points behind City. We could have tightened that gap and given ourselves a chance to actually put our foot in the title race. But I feel like after this game, the title's gone to Man City now. I mean,
It's just you went and you won 9-0 against Southampton. Now I obviously don't believe it's.
Yeah, but that was due to
But you thrashed them. You still thrashed them, and it's just like even after that thrashing, I was just like, yeah, it's still not going to win the league. It's just it's not going to happen. It's just like
there's doubt still, yeah.
But you never know. No, Man City. I know they got 2 games in hand, but I know they don't look like losing that. They've got pick up some good form, and they don't actually look like losing. But as we've always been saying throughout this podcast, this season has got so many twists and turns. You don't know what's going to happen next.
I personally think Manchester United. Or is it Harry Maguire the captain at the moment, Joey? Is he the captain?
Yeah.
Yeah, I personally think that United need to change their captain. I don't think Harry Maguire, as a leader of a club with a size like Manchester United, who are used to winning titles, who won it 3 times in a row, twice. For God's sake, they've got an amazing history, of course. And Harry Maguire, who's played for Hull, played for Leicester, he's not won titles. He's not the right captain for a club like that.
Who is?
Well, that's another.
Bruno Fernandes is the right. I think
that's another question, but yeah,
Bruno Fernandes.
Harry Maguire isn't.
Because ever since Bruno Fernandes has entered that team, he's got them riled up. He's got them pressurising for the ball. He's got them playing, and I feel like
Fernandes possibly. Just I feel like Maguire's got mistakes and inexperience in him. He's not good enough for a captain for Manchester United. But
yes and no. Yeah, I can see why they did make him captain because he's vocal. He is good. He's a good communicator. However, he does look miserable all the time, doesn't he? But like I say, I think Bruno Fernandes had more rooting. Has more about him than Maguire. He has more presence than Maguire has. And I feel like they should have give him the captaincy. And I feel also Cavani could with his experience be a captain.
Well, he's got the experience. I'm not sure about captain, but Manchester United, I think, definitely need a leader. I can't see a leader in that team. They need a leader for the next season if they're going to really challenge.
Bruno Fernandes is the leader. Cavani is a leader.
No, Bruno Fernandes alone. No, Bruno. Joey, they haven't got leaders. Bruno Fernandes alone cannot carry that team and be the captain. I mean, I know he's scored some important goals for them and got them to where they are now, but he can't get them to that Manchester City level. United need a strong leader who's actually had experience winning titles. That's the only way they're going to get back to how they were, I feel. David De Gea. Don't include David De Gea in the conversation. David De Gea is finished. We've already talked about that. He's no good anymore. He's not a leader, and he's not even a good player, to be honest, at the moment. So Bruno Fernandes in with a shout, but
yeah, he's off form, but he's still a good player. He's just off form, and he's time at. I say he's time at United.
You were just saying you want him gone.
Done though. But he's still a quality player, obviously. But
so you think he could be captain, even though you would him to?
Well,
the point was, is he captain material?
Even though you don't want him in the team.
Wouldn't he? He was captain for a couple of seasons for us, and he did all right. Actually, he did all right. But now it's because we lack that pace in defence. We lack that alertness in the midfield to see where the danger is and everything. And up front, sometimes I feel like we don't know who our best, who's our best striking force at the moment. I mean, Rashford's brilliant. Greenwood, yes, he's good, But why we were leaving Martial on the bench? You know, we shouldn't really leave him on the bench.
United are
I know we've got
simply
Cavani.
not good enough. That's the end of the question. United are simply not good enough. They don't have the good players. They don't have good players to win the league. They don't have the consistency. They don't have the mentality. The manager doesn't have the mentality.
They have got good players. So this is the thing. They've got good players.
But they don't have winning players. They don't have.
There's a difference between good players and winning players. You know, like
Cavani. They have Bruno Fernandes. They have.
Joey,
What's
you're not
Cavani
listening,
done?
Joey.
What's Cavani done?
Joey, no, you're not listening. I know you're saying they have good players. They do have good players. No one's arguing that, but they don't have winning players. I know you go on about Alex Telles. You know, who's the other one you go on about?
Bruno Fernandes, Cavani.
You know, like but they're like two, three individuals. And
you were just talking about, like, I swore, like, a couple of weeks ago, you were just going through the whole of the United team, saying how good they were. They're not good.
They are good, though. This is the thing. They're still gelling. They're still gelling.
They're good, but they're not winning material.
They're still gelling. No, they're not good. They're simply not good enough. Okay, and they had a good run of form, and everyone was getting overhyped. And now the reality's coming, and it's shown that they're not good enough. They don't even think they can win. The manager doesn't even think they can win. Like, I'm sorry, they're just not good enough.
I mean, a manager like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer,
I think next season will be up there, right up there.
I mean, they're going to be expected to, because if they finish this season, I know there's a long way to go, but let's say they finish second this season, they're going to be expected to improve that next season. That's what Manchester United's expectations will be likely to be. So they're going to have to step up. They're going to have to go into the transfer market. They're going to have to get a proper leader, as I say, to really carry that team back to where Manchester United should be. You know, like a Rio Ferdinand figure. You know, United have not got anywhere near that right now. Anywhere near it, honestly.
I think we are near. I think, like I say.
Well, you've got someone who's near Rio Ferdinand.
Could be our, you know.
Joey, Bruno Fernandes is good, but he's nowhere near like a Rio Ferdinand. He's nowhere near the players that you used to have. You know, Ferdinand, Vidic, Rooney.
He's got that calibre of a winning mentality. He's got the calibre of being a captain. He has got a calibre, and I think he's nearer to like the likes of Rio Ferdinand. Yeah, I think he could do it, but obviously you only got that. That's my opinion. But I think you know.
So you don't think United should go in for a proper leader then? You think Bruno Fernandes on his own can do all right? You don't think United should go in for a proper leader, no? Bruno Fernandes cannot be the one player for that team for so many years and lift United back to where they were. Yes, he scores good goals and gets them out of tricky situations, but Bruno Fernandes cannot single-handedly lead Manchester United to 3 titles in a row. That's where they were, wasn't it? That's where they used to be. That's the expectations of that club. Bruno Fernandes cannot do that on his own. Manchester United need a leader to do that.
No, because it's a team sport.
Yeah, but Bruno Fernandes cannot do that alone with the team that's surrounding him. Exactly. The players around him, they're not Rooney's, they're not Ronaldo's, they're not Vidic's, they're not Evra's. You know, they're these players that United had, the greats. They've all gone.
Okay, my opinion. Okay, can I just finish this off then, lads, with my honest opinion? Okay, let me just finish this off. We are a team in process of building. Chelsea has been there for almost 2 years now, yeah? Okay? He's still in the process of building this squad, and it's just, I feel like, yes, we have gone beyond expectations. I feel the squad is good enough for, you know, for the title next year, obviously, but maybe not this year. But we're still building, and yes, I do think Bruno Fernandes is capable of lining up our players, and actually obviously not single-handedly, because it's a team sport. But
Joey, you know that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. He's single-handedly. He needs winners around him. He needs winners around him, Joey. Bruno Fernandes is a winner on his own, yes, but he's got no winners around him. The Manchester United players are pure average, mate. They're pure average, and he needs leaders around him like Ferdinand's, like Evra's, like Vidic's, like Gary Neville's. You're not understanding my point. That's my point. Do you understand? He needs players like that around him. He hasn't got that right now. Yeah?
Okay.
Well, we're being a bit harsh on Joe.
No, but you get my point. That's the point I'm trying to make. I know it's a team sport, but that's obviously not what I meant.
I understand what you're saying.
But
You know?
Yeah, I understand. But at the moment, we're still developing. We're still developing as a team.
Still developing. What are you developing though?
That's my.
Like, what's going to change
opinion,
next
right?
year? What's going to change next year? What is going to change next year? You're talking about how you're going to win the league next. What's going to change?
What's going to change? I feel like Rashford and Martial will be better in front of goal. Greenwood will be better in front because Cavani will be there for a season and teach them, show them the ways. Also, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can improve them. I think Luke Shaw is improving each game. And I feel like he's going to become one of the best left backs in the world, really. And in that midfield, we're still learning about our midfield. I mean, we don't know whether Pogba is going or not. There's talks of him now signing a new deal. So, we don't know who our midfield is going to be. But I feel like we need to improve in that midfield. Maybe get that some more experience for Bruno Fernandes to link up with and say, I thought Pogba would be enough, but he's a player in different mindsets at the moment. So
United,
we also need to work out where Van der Beek is going to go.
I feel like United actually got more.
Van der Beek will sign for us next season.
I don't even know if United will make top 4 this year.
Really?
Whoa, that's a big thing.
I'm saying they could, but like I don't even think that's guaranteed at the minute.
Well, no, they're guaranteed top 4. They're guaranteed.
I don't know. I don't think they might not finish second or third. They might get fourth place.
No, they will definitely finish inside the top 4.
I see more fight from.
They will definitely no. You're talking rubbish there, mate. You're talking absolute rubbish. You're just trying to reel me out here now. You're trying to reel me out. You're just talking rubbish.
We'll be here in a couple of weeks and we'll be back.
You reckon Man United not even going to finish in the top 4?
They might get top 4, but I don't know with this team.
I think it kind of depends, doesn't it, on the other teams as well around them. Like, the Leicesters,
Liverpool are losing.
the Leicesters, the Liverpools, the Chelsea, Tottenham. I think it depends on them.
I can see Leicester probably piping up to second place. Yeah, I can see them, but other teams, God blimey.
That's what I feel like. I feel like you've reached that consistency now, or not consistency, that lack of consistency, where. You just won 9-0 against Southampton. You're drawing 3-3.
I just think
last minute 3-3.
They are definitely going to be in the top 4.
Drew to Arsenal when Arsenal
They're definitely going to
didn't
stay
have their best players. You missed open goals.
Huh?
I don't know, man. I'm just saying. I just feel like.
No, man.
You're one of those teams that are out of form, like Liverpool, and even like teams like Tottenham. I think West Ham might even have a better shout.
I wouldn't say they're out of form at the minute.
They're
just because I'd say you
can't
really call a team. You can't really call a team who win 9-0 out of form. Like, I don't think they're out of form. I think they're just
I don't think they're out of form.
Generally a bit inconsistent though. I wouldn't call it bad form.
I feel that. It's all about mentality. I think their mentality into the Everton game, especially at half time, they were thinking, we're riding this, and then they literally got slaughtered, really.
Where do United need to strengthen? I'll open that question to you two. Right, to kick on.
They need to strengthen in defence, obviously, and I feel like the midfield is there. But I still feel like we need more experienced players in that midfield area. I mean, Fred, he's alright, but McTominay's coming through the youth ranks, and he still needs experience, more gameplay. He needs experience. He needs more training. I feel like he needs to be training on defence.
I think they need a keeper, a centre back, and maybe either like an attacking winger or a striker. One of the like. That's what I think.
We need
a keeper and a centre back is.
We need an attacking winger who's not afraid to run at players. You know. And that's what I saw. I saw Rashford make a few runs, but he was going back on himself. He didn't have that confidence to release a shot early, or like to, I don't know what's going on with Rashford at the moment. I don't know how he's losing confidence when he's made some positive runs. That was frustrating me as well. The fact that I think Greenwood is probably the only player that is more confident and capable at running at players and actually getting a shot off on goal. Whereas Rashford, he seemed to be going the opposite way. And I think that's with Martial as well. He's confident. I don't know how, I don't know why. Their confidence has dropped. I mean, I think maybe it's because of the huge competition that they have up front there, because you got Cavani, you got Greenwood in form, and he played really well. I feel like against Everton, Greenwood did. He tracked back when he can. He tracked back in defence very well. I don't know if Rashford is good at tracking back, but Greenwood was doing very well.
Alright, so United, do we think they're going to... I mean, I think we already know, but do you guys think they're going to win the league?
Well, no, they're not going to win the league.
This season,
not this
season.
year.
Yeah,
Not this year, but next season,
Alright.
I reckon they will.